What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 34th episode of the Envision Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Brad's Gaming, and as always, I'm joined by Clonish Joe
Hello, everyone.
and Triple Bravo.
Howdy, folks.
So, this is going to be another one of our catch-up episodes that we did similarly to last month. So, before we jump into our game of the month that we did, we're going to talk about our question of the week, which we decided to talk about wings. What is your choice between buffalo wings or barbecue wings? So, Joe, let's hear it from you since you're the one that came up with this idea.
Buffalo, not even a question.
That's it.
But
That's...
I can mess with some spicy barbecue, but I love hot wings. Like the super, super hot ones that you have to like sign a waiver to eat. Those are my kind of wings.
Well, you are a different breed than I am. How about you, Bravo?
Probably barbecue.
After all of that
I,
rant earlier about not knowing what buffalo was.
Yeah. Well, you confused me with one or the other. So, in my area, buffalo is just a single seasoning surrounded by all the other seasonings, and it's like upper mid tier spicy. So, like, there's way more spicy things on the list. So, like, I don't know. My favorite sauce is like basic Parmesan garlic, or like there's this spicy Thai sauces. It's got a little bit of the
A sweet
Asian
hot.
spices, but still hot. Yeah.
I got you.
I don't like to know exactly where the food is in my gut while it's passing through and just like lava. Just that's not me.
I'm not. I like hot stuff, but man, I am not.
It just doesn't bother me.
It
Not-
bothers.
Not going through, not coming out, nothing.
It affects me. I mean, even if I have like if I just get hot sauce, I think, or even like today, I had a buffalo chicken wrap, right? And it was just regular buffaloes. It was like I used like Sweet Baby Ray's hot, like buffalo sauce.
I
Whatever.
didn't
Just
even know
'cause
that was a thing.
yeah, it's not terrible. It's not amazing, obviously, but I bought it to make like just like buffalo chicken wraps or buffalo chicken salads, and I was like, my lips are a little tingly right now. This is.
I'm not a
I don't
Frank's
think-
Red Hot kind of guy when it comes to hot sauce.
I do like
Yeah.
Frank's Red Hot though
Like
too.
basic hot sauce.
I don't have very good taste buds, and I like to taste something other than the spicy.
Mhm.
But I like spicy stuff. I just don't eat it a whole lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I appreciate the barbecue for sure. Like for example, I think the last time we had wings. We got they had like a spicy barbecue one, so we tried those out, and they're pretty good. But to me,
Spicy barbecue's the way to go.
I'm just kind of classic. Like I get medium hot because like I like the flavor, but I
You
also
get the
don't.
mild wings.
I get medium because mild's too mild. I like the flavor, but I don't want to die. That's basically how I am. I'm like, all right, here we
I
go.
want to go out at the hands of a hot wing.
There was a guy I worked with. So he actually grew like what are the peppers? Like
Ghost chilies.
I think he literally grew those, and he used to make like these soups and stuff that he would eat with them, and just eat tons of them. It just didn't affect him. Like,
My uncle makes like fresh habanero salsa, and me and him will eat it like candy. No one else will touch it.
It's so funny thing. I was on a kick once. It was right around probably about a year ago or so, and I was watching a lot of the Hot Ones challenges on YouTube, and
Oh, those are good.
it got me to where I was like, I want to try it. So for Christmas, Bethany bought these different hot sauces, like a whole different levels and whatever. Still haven't done it, but we're like one day we're gonna record ourselves doing it. And
Oh
see
yeah,
how
you better record it. You better
It's-
have both of you in Discord here.
yeah, one of the days it's gonna happen, but well, we'll see. We'll see. Whatever. It might just be me solo, but but either way, it's just a
We'll
matter
see.
of have to buy the plain wings and just bring them home and do it that way. So,
Brad drinking a gallon of milk, eating a loaf of bread.
I will.
On like
I'll
the
die.
third of 17 hot sauces.
Yes.
It's like level 3, just dying.
It's my favorite was did you see Charlie, like Moist Critical or whatever? Penguins Zero or whatever on YouTube. So he did it. He's terrible at it. It was just like it was like a mild hot sauce and he was crying. He was like, "What?" It was barely anything on the Scoville unit. It was pretty hilarious. But anyways, we got ranting quite a bit on these wings.
So one more thing,
Yeah.
Joe. Are you the kind of guy that goes out and like is looking to like find the sauce that kills you, or do you just like kind of just eat normal?
I kind of just eat normal. And I'm like not always like, oh, I'm going to a wing place, I'm getting the hottest wings. Like there's sometimes I'll just mess around and get a good teriyaki. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Just whatever I'm feeling.
You got to
But
do those challenges.
I've done one.
Hmm.
I've done one and had no problem. Just ate them. And the people were like, what?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "All right, here's your shirt.
Like, thanks.
See you later." But anyway, so we'll move on to our game of the month, which is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
So that was the previous month's game.
Yep.
January's
So
game.
We'll review that, and then we'll talk about the next month's or this month's game.
Yeah.
And that's how it'll go.
Yeah, so if you want to obviously join us for this month, we'll talk about the game right after this. So, anyways, who wants to start this off? Bravo?
I
Alright.
do.
Let's hear it. I don't know where anybody is. I don't know. I don't
I
know
want to
the
know
layout
is
still.
Bravo's above us? One of these
I
directions?
am.
Yeah.
I am
You're
above you.
one of these directions.
My children.
Hmm.
Look, I like the game, but it is not my style of play. So I made it as far as beating the drunkard, big thick guy, and his goons. But it's a difficult game for people like me who don't like I've never parried in a Dark Souls game. You know, like so much so like sometimes I parry and I go, what the heck was that? I gotta tape that button down. What is that? You know. So, you know, I had to like teach myself like, okay, this isn't that kind of game. This is a completely different type of game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to keep playing it, but not right now. I don't know. I want to finish it.
Another
someday.
one of those empty
But
Bravo
it's-
promises incoming.
What do you mean empty?
Empty as in we got a list of them. And as of
Uh-huh.
now, they're currently all empty.
Well, it takes time to complete them, but I work towards all of them. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How's Fist going for you?
Mm-hmm. I'm starting it as soon as I'm not as busy. That's my next let's play game.
The one I still want you, even if you just watch it, or like a thing, is The Last of Us. I still want you to experience that story a little bit. So
Yeah.
He's working towards it.
we were talking about that, but I will agree with you. I don't know. So when you play Dark Souls, are you like me, where you're very like slow, methodical, take your time, don't really care about the parry stuff? You're just like holding the shield up or whatever, and kind of.
No, I dodge. I do like a shield dodge mix up.
Yeah.
So I manage my stamina and dodge roll a bunch and basically hold the shield up for just in case moments.
That's pretty much how I am too. It's dodge and shields always up, clank and swing. It's rinse and repeat basically.
But I will say this: I like the ambiance. I like the monsters in the game, and that's probably my biggest motivation to keep playing it
Mm-hmm.
is just to see all the cool monsters. Because that big old giant white snake you find, I was like, I did not expect that. I didn't know there were monsters in the game. I was like, this is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta keep going. And then I gave him a little in the eye.
You made it to Lady Butterfly. You made it to. Oh, you made it to. You were fighting one
Yeah.
of the other bosses.
Also,
I can't think of his name.
yeah, I made it to Lady Butterfly, and I struggled with her for a while. And then Joe, I guess, was feeling sorry for me. He's like, "You're actually like pretty deep. You probably want to circle back around." I'm like, "Oh, okay, fair."
Oh, it was you were fighting Goyobu Oniwa, the horse boss. Whenever I last seen you playing, because I told you
Yeah.
about the Spanish voice acting.
Oh yeah. That guy. I did not beat him.
He beat you.
Yeah.
I seen it.
That was the end. It was like this is
So
right.
for not being in my hands, I think the game is pretty solid. Some of the controls seem probably less forgiving than what I would like them. Like sometimes I'd go to backstab somebody, but like their body would shift so small, or like the timing so much. Like it happens so often. I just felt like the game isn't as polished or forgiving as what it should be, because I'd clearly be behind somebody, and the little red dot to backstab him, I would swear is there, and then I'd swing, and my guy would go, "Huh," and so I'd have to fight the guy.
I've never had that issue, so I'm chalking it up to user error
It
in my
could
head.
be, could be the doggone controller or something. I don't know. But I mean, it happened the whole time I was playing.
I know
the
you
game,
were
so.
complaining about it the whole time. I just never had that issue. Maybe I did in
Maybe
like the beginning of my first playthrough.
Maybe it's my brain to computer where I go, okay, backstab.
The reaction time's just not there.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Brad?
Getting old. No. So for me, I like the game. I would say I like the game, but it wasn't what I want from a, which I know it's not technically a Souls game or whatever. Obviously, it's made by them, but it is definitely different. It was a lot different than I expected it to be, in the sense of,
Mhm.
you know, I guess I didn't expect it to be as stealthy as it was, and relying as much on the parrying. I thought I was going to be able to dodge it, kind of similarly to Dark Souls. So that was definitely a big surprise. But I think the thing I didn't like about the game the most was that you play as just the guy, and that's it. Like there's no customization. Like yes, there is customization. You get to choose like your different arms if you want. You can adjust it that way. But for me, it's like you have one weapon. You got your sword, and I'm a person where I like the versatility. I like to choose, like, all right, do I want to play as?
He likes to choose his
I
sword
want-
that he's going to use every game.
Do I want to be? Do I want to be the mage? Do I want to be throwing the fireballs and cheesing it through there, like in Demon Souls? But or do I want to use an axe? Do I want to use a quick weapon? Do I want to be slow? Whatever. It's like depends on how you're feeling, right? And it just I don't know. There was just a lot of things I found myself missing from like the Dark Souls games that made me just feel like I was playing it and all I wanted to do is play Dark Souls. That was all I wanted to do. Like I don't know if that's bad or whatnot. It just like similar to what Bravo said, I liked the design of it. Like I thought it was cool, different setting. I still like the Dark Souls setting a little bit more, but it was definitely cool for something different because I don't play a lot of like Japanese themed games. But yeah, I mean, my favorite dude was the dude that threw up was like basically Hulk Hogan. He was by far my favorite. He's just drop
Oh,
kicking
the
people's
chained
elbow.
ogre.
Oh my god, he was my favorite dude by far. Like he was awesome. But I mean, it's definitely, you could tell it's a good game. I guess it's just not what I would have wanted. I guess I was just expecting more Dark Souls, and I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have done that. That was probably, it's all on me. But
I
don't
probably would have played it more, but I got distracted by other things. One thing that really helped me was like a offhand comment that Joe made. He was like, it's just a pattern game. It's a rhythm game." And I was like, kind of is. So like I stopped thinking about it like I need to like quick react to this parry and just try to find the rhythm of the particular combatant that I was going after, you know.
yeah,
Because I like rhythm games, so I just kind of changed up my method. I think like hundreds of hours in Dark Souls is just
It
too
doesn't help in
much
this game.
to try to apply to this game.
I noticed
that's
myself.
all good.
I was I think like kind of similarly to what we were talking about, like the fact that I was trying so hard to play it like Dark Souls and made the game that much more difficult for me because I was like trying to do the dodging. I wasn't doing really almost any parrying at all until towards the end of my the couple hours that I played, and it just wasn't working obviously. And even some of the basic enemies, it was like I noticed myself, I was like kind of struggling because it's like, oh, you just have to parry him, like weaken him or something like that,
The worst thing you could do going into Sekiro is go in with a Dark Souls mindset. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if I take you two who are Dark Souls, like fans, you've played through the entire series, and then I just take like somebody who has no idea what they are, the random person's going to catch on faster because they
Yeah.
don't have that muscle memory.
Yeah.
But I love the game, Sekiro. I played it on release, played through it probably a dozen times at this point. My biggest complaint as well is the fact that it loses replay value to me because I can't go through and do different classes. And I mean, I typically do like only a few on typical Dark Souls runs, but it really felt bland to me in that aspect. But it does have the multiple different endings, which I went through and got all of them but one, and I don't remember exactly which one. But the game really stands out to me mostly based on like their bosses. I think this game has some of the best bosses in all of FromSoft games. And in particular, the final boss is one of, if not my favorite, Soulsborne boss, period. Because he is a hoot to deal with, but he's
I'm
really
not
fun.
surprised.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the hardest bosses. Like I was stuck on him my first playthrough for a good few days, and I've very seldom run into that in Dark Souls. But once you beat him, like the rest of the game just becomes a cakewalk, and you're just like, oh, it all makes sense now. Like if you could beat him, you've broken all of your Dark Souls mechanics that you're relying on.
So after you played through that game, you went back to Dark Souls. Was it hard to almost make the switch back, like the first time and on, or is it like riding a bike? You just knew what you were doing again.
Yeah, it's more so riding a bike.
Hmm.
Like, if anything, I never parried before in Dark Souls before I played Sekiro, and since I've played Sekiro, I actually like utilize the parry system. I don't
That
like
makes sense.
heavily rely on it, but I do use it.
I saw a video on Reddit, on the Sekiro subreddit, where a guy was like going back to Dark Souls after beating Sekiro, and it's just a compilation of them beating every boss with parries. Every attack they have, they just stab.
Yeah, I mean,
Stab.
it definitely changes, but the like most important thing is to get the Dark Souls mindset out as you go through Sekiro. And once you hit that point where like you're like, okay, I'm not trying to dodge every attack anymore and I'm parrying, the game just becomes so much easier and more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's move on to this month's game of the month,
Yeah. So
which is going to be Lost. Oh, good.
no, you go ahead. You're the one that actually
No.
you kind of introduced
You
it
go.
to me, so you go ahead.
All right, I'll go. So this month's game of the month is a game that's not out just yet, but officially releases February 11th for people who did not buy access to like the open beta. If you
Mhm.
bought the pre-access, you're able to play February 8th, but the game is a MMORPG called Lost Ark. It's a game that's super popular over in Asia, in particular Korea, that's now getting a North America release. Um, it's basically like Diablo meets World of Warcraft in my eyes, and just has super cool abilities. The art style is awesome. It has like a isometric view. It's not 800 by 600, so Brad's not actually going to play
I'm
it,
out.
but he's going to come in next month and tell us how much he hated the game after playing it for 10 minutes.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to reduce my resolution to 800 by 600, pixelize it,
Now, are
and
you
I will
gonna
play
do
it.
that like in game, or are you gonna get like a piece of cardboard and
Both.
like just
In
make it smaller?
yeah, in game and my PC settings too. I don't even know if you can do. I don't even know. Can you actually set a computer nowadays to 800 by 600?
I don't know.
That would
I
be.
tried to boot up an older game, just to see what it did, and it tried to. Oh, it was Space Marine.
Hmm.
The older game. Whenever they announced Space Marine 2, I booted it up, and every time I boot it up, my default resolution changes, so it like kind of wigs out.
Yeah,
So when you tab out, tab back in, it's like doing this goofy stuff.
I
I don't know.
I got a game. It's on GOG that it's essentially not playable. Which it's funny because GOG, the whole point of buying the game on there is to have a playable version on like Windows 10 and well now Windows 11 too. And this game, it's broken. Like it doesn't launch. It's messed
Yeah.
up and everything. So there's like a workaround, and it literally is to launch it in like a 640 by 480 window or something like that. And it breaks your resolution for everything. It's kind of hilarious, but I
Mm-hmm.
did thankfully find a mod that made it work on like 920 by 1080. So I was thankful for that.
Back to Lost Ark. It is a free to play game starting February 11th, and it will be
Yes.
available on Steam.
So no excuse for anybody if they'd try it out. Write in, let us know your thoughts on it. Obviously, because
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll, who knows how deep we'll get into it. Maybe it'll be something that sticks, but I'm just excited because hey, it's something else to try out. That's a Diablo clone.
It's something else to hold me over until the end of the month when the real game releases.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are going to be playing this for the entirety from like February 11th all the way to
I give it exactly 2 weeks at most.
yeah. So and like I was saying, the point of the game of the month isn't that you have to like beat the game and whatever. It's more of like just something for all of us to play, experience a little bit, and we can have a discussion on like what our thoughts are. Could be even initial thoughts, right? Could be like
Mm-hmm.
you put 5 hours into it. All right, hey, what do we think about it? So, because obviously, one, I'm also not good enough to be Sekiro, by the way, so that ain't happening. Um, so yeah, don't feel like you got to beat the game. Buddy.
You got to
So
beat the
on top
game.
of
You need to beat
on,
a whole MMO in under a month.
Yes, actually, that is
yep,
the
that's the
challenge.
rule. That's the
That
that's
is the
rule.
only rule.
On top of what Joe said, it being a
Free to
compilation
play.
of like WoW and Diablo, it's also like Black Desert Online. It's got that anime Korean zing to it. And just like Black Desert Online, the combat is very fulfilling. I played the beta, and only the beta for North America. It's been released in Korea for like 3 years or something. Um,
It released 2019, I believe, in February.
yeah. So it's an established game. There's a ton of content, and since it's an MMO, like the content isn't over. But the combat is really really good. It like the sound plus the button combinations really make it feel like there's weight behind your attacks, and you can combo in different ways, so you're not really bored. The different classes are gender locked, which is like a minor issue to me, but some people seem pretty peeved about it. Uh, but one cool thing, and I mentioned this in a past podcast episode, but when you start the game and you get to the point where you can select your class, they let you preview that class and the subclass that you can pick later in like a default end game build, right? So you get into this like uh, little training area that you can spawn enemies, and you can just throw out abilities and see if you like it, at max level. So you don't get 50, 80 hours into the game and realize, oh man, I should have been a gunslinger instead of a mage, or whatever.
I'll end up
like,
doing that regardless.
yeah, yeah. But it's something that I think more games, especially longer games, should have available. I think it's a really good thing to do for the player.
I think it's definitely
Having
a good
said
idea.
that, have you guys researched at all what class you're going to play?
I am
Pew
going
pew.
in completely blind. I don't even know what classes are in the game.
Me either.
Um,
But there's
my
got to be one with a bow.
my so I usually end up going a warrior route, whatever it could be, barbarian, warrior, something like that. That's just how I've always played the Diablo games. Like the barbarian's always been the main guy for me, so I I usually just kind of go stick to that way. But I like all of them. Who knows? I mean, my first playthrough of Diablo One ever was with the rogue, so I went pew pew also. Who knows?
As
We'll
you
see.
should.
We'll see what I'm feeling when I get in there. Um, Also, I don't know if you guys looked at it. So today I just checked Steam's like top selling games, and there's two founder packs that are in the top 10 right now for Lost Ark, and the second top game, so second bestseller, is the $99 founder pack.
Nope.
I'm like,
Not me.
holy crap. So people
Wowza.
people must be pretty excited. It's both the 99 one, and then down at the bottom, like eighth or ninth, is the 49.99 one.
I'll play
Yeah.
it for
What?
$0.
Yep. That's your boy is trying this game out for free. So
You know, knowing how I am
Wow.
with MMOs, that I'll be like, oh, I love this, and then a day later I'll never touch it again.
yeah. It
Wow, just for reference, the cheapest founders pack is $15.
yeah.
Yep.
The two most expensive ones are 99, 49, and then just to fill it out, $24 dollars. Like, why?
I it must be the perks that you get from them that people are real excited, or I don't know, but it's wild. Or maybe they're past players. They're like, I want these exclusive pre-purchase kind of things
So
in Americas. Or
I have I really like MMOs. I don't normally get into very many of them because there's not very many of them that are like ideal to me, but I do like MMOs. I followed them. I played a whole bunch in the past. Having said that, MMOs are the most fun at the beginning. And Lost Ark doesn't really follow that category, but I guess like relatively to the region of North America, it follows that. Where when you're, pioneering a new MMO, you're getting to the new content, you're doing things, there's no walkthroughs of, you need to collect 999 stone and 750 wood to get the exact experience you need to level up this thing, to do that thing. Like, there's none of that. You're just out there pioneering things. You don't have to follow a guide. You don't feel pressured or whatever. Plus, all the ridiculousness that happens, like, oh, a server crashed, so the devs gave everybody 1,000 in-game currency, or you get to be a part of those stories that everybody ends up talking about in the future. So that's like where a lot of the hype comes from like the hardcore MMO guys. But this one's gonna be interesting. I like the story. I like the monsters. I said I like monsters. We're talking about Sekiro.
Mhm.
These got some like they've got like steampunk futuristic monsters. They got demons. They got regular animals. They got fantasy animals. Like, all kinds of stuff. You know,
I'm excited to get into it.
Me
Can't
too.
wait to slaughter them all.
I'm so kind of going off what you said. I'm interested to see if they do well with beginnings, because from the ARPG Diablo style games, beginnings are absolutely trash compared to the end, because I
disagree for Diablo.
For Diablo 2, it's pretty rough.
I like the beginning way better than the end.
Well, the thing is, you don't have your skills. That's the rough thing. The axe, way better. Because a lot of people feel like you don't really get you don't get to your build until about level 35 or so, if you're, depending on what you're playing, obviously. But we'll use like the barbarian, for example. It's like in the beginning, or even using like bravos, like the druid, right? You shapeshift and whatnot, and it's like you don't really have any skills though. Like you just turn into a werewolf and you just slap him with your claws, and it's
I
like,
still thoroughly enjoy the beginning of the game better than the latter half.
It's definitely good. Like I said, it's mainly from the character development standpoint. Trust me, Act 1 is like light years beyond other acts in the game. So, but I'm hoping the character development stuff they flesh out and whatnot. It'll be cool. We'll see how it goes.
How did Brad get us on Diablo? How did this happen?
It's, the usual.
It's Lost Ark.
Brad talks about two things: horror games and Diablo.
I haven't talked about horror games in a while, honestly.
That's because
It's coming.
we bored you out of October.
What it is this. It's a cycle. You hit the right now we're in the bottom half of Diablo, right? Like I'm getting out of it. And once it passes, there's gonna be a null where I don't do anything. I'm just here. I'm existing.
Where we lose Brad for like 6 months, and I have to find out if he's dead.
What do I do with my hands?
And then all of a sudden it makes a turn, and it's like I'll start like
Brad's binging
again.
every Resident Evil game.
Yep.
Oh man.
I'm wasting money buying like copies of
More the
a
Chicken.
weird, More the Chicken, and some like weird prototype GBA version of Silent Hill that one person made. I'm trying to auction. I'm like, I found this weird game. But anyways, we'll get to it at some point. But we'll move on from Lost Ark talk. So hopefully you guys can join us up as we play through that. But speaking of games we've been playing, what are some games you've been playing recently? Anything other? Obviously, we've played Sekiro. But other than that, I know you guys started playing some games with a couple buddies online here because I get to listen to you guys, and so might as well talk about that. So I don't know who wants to talk about it.
Bravo, go
Joe.
ahead. Say nice things.
Okay, I'll say nice things. So, I've been playing Valorant with the boys. If you play Valorant and you listen to the podcast, why don't you just drop in the Discord? We'll do some pew pew together. We are absolutely garbage at the game. Okay, we
Speak
we
for
just
yourself.
play because it.
I'm just garbage. I'm not absolutely garbage. Okay.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think I might just be garbage. There's a subtle difference. Other than that, I have downloaded the program. I'm going to say this wrong. Asprite?
That's how you say it.
Asperite?
I think it's Ace. I don't know. I think it's Ace.
Asprite.
That's how I say it.
Anyways, I've been doing a whole bunch of like pixel art stuff, and I know it's not really a game, but I've been doing it for gaming related stuff. And I've been having some pretty good fun with it. I also got on the hype train for Vampire Survivors that everybody's been playing. It's a $3 game, and also enjoyed that. It's at most 30 minutes of your time, so you can kind of like play one round and figure out, if you want to play another one or whatnot. I use it to take a break at work sometimes. I played a single game of Smite with the friends, and I was like, yeah, that's enough of that. We'll just put that on the shelf.
Now the real question
It's
is,
good.
did you win?
We did.
Oh,
But
that
Bravo
was
picked one of the squishiest mages and went into support with me and got
Yeah.
some trash talk because he did that, and then he built a full mage build on top of it, and we were just, the guy that was playing mid. We were a 4 stack, and he's just like, "What are you doing? You expletive, expletive, expletive."
Yeah, I don't read chat in those kind of games, so I made it like 3/4 of the way through the game, and I look at chat, and I'm like, oh man, there's a whole conversation going on here, and I just go back to doing me.
hmm
Oh, I died. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, I yeah, I made some mistakes. One, not changing the role that I was queued for, and then two, not seeing what role I got picked.
And then
I guess I
trolling my
thought we
way
were a
in.
5 stack or something. I don't know, but I screwed the pooch on that one.
Well, you won. That's all that matters.
We did.
You won,
Um,
and you had fun, hopefully, with it.
Other than that, I just picked up Helldivers. I have yet to play it, but it was on sale, and it was a game I played with some friends on the PlayStation back in the day. So I'm gonna play that again. I'm looking forward to it. It's a pretty good isometric, kind of like a hardcore isometric Diablo-like game where it's like set in the future. It's pretty cool if you haven't checked it out, Brad and
Yeah,
Joe.
I played, I think, like maybe a half hour of it on PlayStation Now. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it, but
Yeah,
I was
it's one of.
it was when I first like bought PlayStation Now, and I was like going
Mhm.
through 7 to 10 games a day. Like, oh my, look at this
Look at
library! I
all
gotta,
these games I can
yeah,
play.
and then I
You
didn't
played
play
none
any of
them.
them. Look at all of them! Wow, I got access to all this, and just
Yeah,
So
I should take this time to remind the listeners to go ahead and grab that free Epic game that you're never gonna play and put that in your library.
it's good
That's all I'm gonna
good
say.
advice because I got to do that. I don't know what it is.
I have had PlayStation Now for just over a year. I'm officially playing my second game on it as of 2 days ago.
My favorite was when, well, I'm gonna make Joe salty because the only game I
Shut up.
think I was gonna play was Borderlands on there, and then I just bought it on
And then
PS4.
what does Brad say? He says maybe we should just go buy a physical copy and play it together. And then I'm like, all right, yeah, sounds good. I'll go stop by and get it after work. I come home. What, Brad? What are you doing? Playing Borderlands. What? Yeah, I'm
No, no,
level
no,
10.
no, 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 no.
It's like, I'll make a new character and play with
We
you.
played. No, we played first. Then the next day rolled around, and
We didn't actually get to play.
we played like for like 25 minutes, and then
We didn't
after
actually
that.
even get into a game together. And then we were like, all right, we're
Oh,
gonna go get a
that
physical
was
copy.
that was the PS Now one. No, when
Yeah,
we got
but
the
we couldn't play.
PS4 game, we started a game up, and it was before, and the next day I made another character, and then I blew by us. That's what
He's
happened.
like, what are you doing, Brad? I'm playing Borderlands. What? Yeah, I'm level 10. I thought we were like level 2.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we are. I'm not.
I'm not.
I was like, well, I thought we were playing it together. We are.
Yeah, I
What are you
had another
doing?
character. I
Playing
just
Borderlands.
waiting for you.
Okay. Well, do you want to play some? Yeah, okay. Next day, Brad, what are you doing? Playing Borderlands. What?
Yeah, I beat the game. That's all that matters. But
Yeah, I'm glad I went out of my way and picked that game up for Brad to leave me in the dust.
look, I told you we could have played.
No, I
could've
don't want to
played.
play with you now.
Oh,
I
that's
wanted to
alright.
experience it for the first time with you.
It's alright.
Mom,
But-
Dad, are you gonna get a divorce?
Oh man,
The paperwork's been filed.
I'm never gonna live it down. All right. Anything else you've played? Been playing? Bravo.
Nope.
All right, Joe. What about you? You probably got a laundry list.
I do actually. This is like the most games I've ever had like going at once and
Mhm.
like actively going. So we're just gonna go down the list here on my desktop.
Yeah, let's hear this.
So I've played a little bit of League of Legends, but I've fallen off quite a bit. But I am really excited to get my hands on the new character whose name is. Yes. I can't remember.
Yes.
The boss Biatch. Yeah.
Yeah, so they released
boss
a new character for Valorant and League of Legends, and they were like developed at the same time and have similar themes. But I can't remember what the one for League is called. Oh well, beyond that point, I've been playing Battlegrounds. There was a new update for that, which is Hearthstone. They added buddies to the game, which has really shaken things up. And the more I play, I'm starting to feel like I don't like the change because it's too limiting. But all in all, it's been fun getting a few dozen games in. Brad and I have been playing quite a bit of it. I've been playing a little bit of Foxhole, which is like a live war simulation game. It's like top down, super interesting game for anybody who's never played anything like it. And I don't even know how to describe it. It's like top down army men. I've put, God, too many hours into City Skylines lately. I got it all modded up to a point where I'm like happy now and I could just do what I want to do. And I could sink some time into that game. I had another friend pick up the Command and Conquer Remaster collection on Steam, but we've been playing Red Alert against each other and having a ton of fun. I played through all of Dark Souls 1 and most of Dark Souls 2, preparing for Elden Ring. I plan on finishing that, getting through Dark Souls 3, and then gonna try and blow through Bloodborne. But time's starting to creep up on me at this point, so that might not end up happening. I have played some Due Process with some friends. It's basically cartoon version of Rainbow Six Siege. I, as of like this past week, got back into Smite and been playing a lot of that with some old friends from back in my Smite days. We've been playing The Escapist 2, just like a random late night thing we decided we wanted to hop back on and play around with. And then scrolling. Obviously, I played Sekiro. I've been playing Banjo-Kazooie for the Let's Play. We play Valorant basically nightly at this point. It's kind of replaced League of Legends for us as of late because we have more friends that are interested in Valorant than are interested in League. But let me tell you, if I'm not ready to rip every one of their throats out by the end of every night, it's not a night of Valorant. But all in all, we have a ton of fun, even when we're sitting there butting heads in our iron matches. And
Real
then,
competitive.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not a part of that group, by the way. I'm usually asleep by then. I'm part of the fun group at the beginning.
Bravo gets out as I start going down.
So I wasn't on yesterday, for example, but I would check in. I'm just curious or whatever. I check in and I'm like, oh, all right, the guys I already know they're playing Valorant. Like, I think one of them was streaming it. You could see like they're playing it on my phone. I'm like, all right. Then I check back. It's like midnight, 1:00, and there's Joe on. And then you check back at like 2:33 in the morning. Same people are in there, and it's Joe.
Why are you creeping, Brad?
And by like
What's going on?
12,
Well,
we're already like at each other's throats.
that was the night where I went to bed at 7 p.m. and I woke up at like 2:33.
That's different because that
Yeah.
night I went to bed at like 8 and woke up at like 2:30 and was like, now what? Like, I guess I might as well just start playing random games.
I was like, I can't have myself get up here and deal with this. It was brutal. But yeah.
A few more on my list. I picked up a weird one that Brad found for us a while back, and we've been looking at, and I finally just decided to pull the trigger. It's Heaven Dust. It's an isometric, like weirdly similar to Resident Evil game that. What?
Isometric. I'll say it. 800 by 6. No,
I think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
but it has like a weird cartoony style to it. But obviously, it's heavily inspired by Resident Evil, and it's super, super good. I think it's like on sale for $2.
Yeah, I think normal price is literally $5 anyway. So
yeah, it's ridiculously cheap. There's 2 of them. They made a sequel, but there's some really cool like nods and Easter eggs for Resident Evil. Like in the one bathroom, there's a Resident Evil 5 poster, and I was just like, I was like, I see you. I know what you're doing. But
I plan
I'm
on picking
getting
it up.
close to beating it. I'm really excited because that game has me hooked.
Hmm.
But then some less well-known games that I've been playing in my background time is I've been playing Mafia Definitive Edition. It's on PlayStation Now. I always get PlayStation Now and Plus mixed up. I've played through the original on the original Xbox, but it's been quite a bit, and I don't remember much of it. But there's a few missions here and there that I'm like, yes, I remember this. Really good game. It definitely holds up, the Definitive Edition.
Yeah.
I didn't think the controls would be great because it was so old, but I don't know if they changed them or not.
I think
But
they
if they're
updated
original,
them. I think
yeah,
they
if they were the
updated them.
original, they'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I secretly been playing the original Zelda on my Game and Watch without telling anyone. Completely blind. I have no idea what I'm doing, and
Hmm.
we're not going very fast because that game is
I've played.
insanely secretive.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of the. I've honestly tried to play the NES Zelda so many times, probably 25 times, I'd say. Where I like started up and I'm like in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna beat it. I want to beat this.
So I just
It's
want it to be
tough.
known that I spent like the first 10 minutes of me playing that not going in the first cave I seen because I was like, oh, it's probably a dungeon. The first cave is where you get your sword.
Mm,
Lesson
that was
learned.
fun. Yeah, I'm kind of see. I just knew that was the cave. Like, never really
I knew
watched
there was a
stuff.
cave that like it's dangerous to go alone. Take this, but I didn't think it'd be right away because no other Zelda is like, oh, here's a sword
Yeah.
right away.
Mm.
So I don't
It's
know. I'm having fun with it.
it's surprising, but I only knew that just because from the little clips that you see, and it was like, oh yeah, this is the map. That's where the cave
I
is.
actively avoided them, so
Yeah.
because I knew it was a game I was gonna play eventually,
Mm.
and I don't like playing with spoilers.
I think the biggest thing for me with that game is just like you said, this like you just bombing random walls trying to find
Yeah,
holes, and it's like there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just like, all right, hopefully I haven't bombed this wall already before because I have no idea if I did or not. I don't know.
I need to like get a map out that's like squared off each individual thing. It's like I dropped a bomb here, here,
Hmm.
here, here.
Yeah,
Basically playing Battleship.
it's so obscure. It's wild, but it's cool.
And then my final game I've been playing, chess. It's beautiful. But that's it for me. Brad, what do you got going on?
Oh, that's it. That's all you got.
That was
That's all I
wow.
got. That's
Wow.
it. That's just a few.
Short
Just a
list,
few.
short list. All right. So obviously Sekiro, talked about it. We also talked about Battlegrounds. The update. I haven't played it as much. I've been pretty busy with just between work, traveling back and forth, doing stuff in my regular life, obviously, and
Nothing
Other-
regular about that life.
yeah, nothing too much. Um, I personally so far have liked the buddies, but they need to change some stuff. And I think they're going to. They've already announced that they're going to be doing some nerfs. I'm guessing some buffs too. One that's, for example, I think it's kind of hilarious. So, which Joe I'm sure knows, the Ragnaros buddy is pretty bonkers. So people that don't know, his his hero power after once it's activated, because it takes like 25 kills, then it activates. And he gives +3/+3 to the furthest left and furthest right minion on the board. Well, his buddy doubles it. So you get +6/+6, and then it triples it when it's golden. So pretty, gets the scaling gets pretty insane. And then there's AFK. And AFK number one does not play the first two turns. So you're missing out on all of the experience the first two turns. And then the buddy just gives +1/+1 to level 3 units. That's it. So
It's real bad.
it's crazy to me that
Definitely an unbalanced.
yeah.
Level.
So and then the squirrel was insane. I think the squirrel already got nerfed.
The squirrel was my
The
favorite.
squirrel was
It didn't
amazing.
feel too strong, but there was just some fun builds.
It
with
was so fun. The thing is this: I like throwing bombs.
The one I had that dropped like 40 some bombs was
Yeah.
so funny.
And that's that was always my favorite. Like Kaboom Bot, the Death Rattle Boom Bot builds, it always was some of my favorites. So, I've been having a lot of fun with it though. So it's enjoyable. I'm probably right after this. I'm probably gonna play a round or two. But I've also played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So this is Yu-Gi-Oh's like essentially free to play attempt to get into the card market. So they've had all those like paid versions where you're playing through the storylines and whatnot. But this is like basically like, hey, here's Yu-Gi-Oh! But Hearthstone wise. So it's free to play. You get your first deck. You're getting your daily quest. You're doing stuff. You're playing against people. It's pretty fun, but I haven't played too much of it. But I have played through the tutorial and played a couple matches. I've also played Nox, which is the game I was talking about that didn't work on recent stuff. Once I got it working, played like probably halfway through the game. I plan on beating it. It's got different. I'm playing through as like the warrior. I think I don't know what it's exactly called. It's a warrior. They have a conjurer and a mage also, so I might try the other ones. We'll see when I get through it. And then here's the surprising one for you guys that just happened Monday. I actually played Pokemon Arceus, whatever that one is, the new Pokemon. So not a lot. Didn't play a lot of it. My buddy bought the game. Went to his house, played basketball. Before I went to his house, he's like, "Oh, here, check it out." So he handed me a controller, and I'm running around and whatnot. And that game is dumpster trash, like real bad. I'm kind of
I was so like on the fence, like 50-50. Is he gonna love it? Is he gonna hate it?
It was so. Here's the thing. Just from the standpoint of like it. Hey, everybody knows they were trying for like aesthetically Breath of the Wild, right? Like you look at stuff, it looks that way. Thing is, like they must have rushed this game. It runs like crap. There's tons of pop-in. Everything's like blurry and it like literally the depth of view is nothing. It's terrible.
Oh, wow.
And it's like not really fun. Like the battles.
So things are like rendering like right in front of you,
yeah,
like trees
like
and stuff.
not like super close, but I mean it's noticeable. Like
So
like GTA kind of
it's like
noticeable.
PS2 noticeable. Like it literally reminds me of like PS2 pop-ins.
So
Yeah.
I've heard incredibly good reviews and some bad reviews about this game.
So I think
But
from
this-
I think what it is if you're a newer Pokemon fan, not to cut you off, I think you might be more of a fan of it. I think somebody old like me, it's like I like what I like, and I want the old stuff. You know, I don't know.
So from what if I might be getting the generation of Pokemon games wrong, but this is the highest rated game, only behind like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I think
Yeah,
those are two.
so it's definitely one of the highest rated ones, and I think a lot of it comes from it's a breath of fresh air. Like I said, I did play a lot of it, just played it, and he was like, his Pokemon were like in the level like 30s wise or whatever, and had a lot of Gen 1 guys in there. It was kind of cool to see, and yes, it's nice seeing them out and about, run around and stuff, but like it's essentially it's in between Let's Go and the regular games, basically. Like, and then so you're still doing the whole capture a bunch of Pokemon. Just you don't have to battle them. You just throw Pokemon ball at them.
I hate it.
Yep, and you sneak up behind them, throw Pokeball at them, and
Nope.
you could throw like little. I don't know what they're exactly called. They're like little like bags or something like that at them to do different things, and
Doesn't
it's
matter.
just
Won't be touching it.
yeah.
I saw one video of the game where a person is describing to the player character, like, and as we all know, Pokemon have the ability to change their size to go inside the balls, which is like, what? I thought the ball was the technology. You're telling me all Pokemon can just change their size? That doesn't make any sense. That's super
Yeah.
lazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Yeah.
but
That doesn't seem
Super
canon.
no, I don't
No.
think it is.
Because why would they ever go into the Pokeball then?
Yeah.
Apparently they want to. There's pillows in there, I guess. I don't know.
So the other thing too, they had a lot of crafting. So essentially, you can't, which I'm sure you guys know, you could buy like, you further the game you could buy like super potions, set of potions, whatnot.
Yeah.
There is none of that. It's just if you want a super potion, you have to have a regular potion, then craft the super potions. They are forcing the crafting and whatnot. And I guess like you stock up, like your inventory gets filled up all the time. It's and it didn't strike me as something that I would play at all. Like I wouldn't go out of my way and buy that like I give them an effort, like an A for effort for at least trying something different because they literally haven't. I mean, doing like, hey, here's a mainline game that's different, but
Yeah.
um,
Just doesn't always have to hit the mark.
yeah,
Sometimes it
I'm
misses.
sure some people love it, but for me, that's the most you're getting. Is
Yeah, I haven't been interested in the Pokemon games that they've released in recent years. It's just not my cup of tea, and it seems, I don't know, it's just not
I'm
like the graphics aren't so good, and the decisions that they make that they're making to make the Pokemon like more G-rated. I think the first time I noticed it was with Pokemon Go.
Dude,
It's
I
like there's no
simp
fighting.
Mewtwo.
Where does that come from? What are you talking about?
so
G-rated. I don't know. What else are you thinking?
Okay,
R-rated?
All right,
Like,
all right. All right. Well, no, like there's no fighting in Pokemon Go, right? They wanted to steer away from like
yeah, they
combating pocket monsters, like
mm,
I don't
so they
know.
technically there was like a little bit of fighting in Pokemon Go, or maybe not.
Afterwards.
Gym
No, I'm thinking of
battles,
Let's
yeah?
Go. I'm thinking of Let's Go. Sorry. There and I think there is a little bit in Pokemon Go. I don't
The
know.
gym
There is
battles.
now.
Yeah, I didn't
When
play
it
much.
released, there wasn't.
But anyways, I've just come to the realization I don't think I like Pokemon that much anymore.
It took
sucks.
you this long?
Yeah, it took me this long. Like I feel I think from like my childhood I liked it so much, and like it's still in my head like, oh, you like Pokemon. And I try to play every game and I'm just like, this doesn't do it for me. I can still go back and play the old games because like nostalgia. Other than that,
Yeah,
it's like
I like the old games. I mean, I didn't even hate Pokemon Sword, but
mhm.
I played through the entire game in one night. Haven't touched it since.
Yeah. It's
So,
like I said, for me, Pokemon is a game that I sit down and I play, and I'm usually doing something else. Like
yeah,
I'm watching
it's
TV
my
show.
travel.
Yeah, watching a
travel
TV
game.
show, watching a movie, whatever. Actually, I had when we went on our honeymoon. That's when I was playing Diamond, and I barely even touched it. I bought it specifically for the airplane, but I think I played 25 minutes on the airplane. Because we ended up just watching movies and whatnot. But just wasn't. I don't know. I'm on the third badge. The game's been out for how long now? It's been like 3 months.
It ain't a
4
race,
months.
brother. You play through it at
Yeah.
your pace.
So I'm going through it. Whatever. I mean, at some point I'll pick it up again. It'll happen. To this too. I don't have a love for the new Pokemon. Like I like all of the old ones.
Yeah,
Gen 1, Gen 2, even Gen 3, I have some. It's like when you get past that, I'm like, I don't really know them. There's not like it's kind of like when you pick up like a Pokemon clone game, right? And you don't know any of the monsters, and you're like, I don't know. I guess that's like the whole charm of it.
I really only know Gen 1 Pokemon and very little Gen 2. So
Yeah.
whenever it gets outside of that, I'm just kind of like,
No, I'm the same way. Like Gen 1,
And-
Gen 2, and then there's like some Gen 3, but it's super limited.
yeah, Pokemon Sword, I really loved just because of the pure absurdity of it. The little ice cream Pokemon. It was like an ice
Mhm.
cream cone with 3 scoops of ice cream, and I'm just like, what is this? This is my new favorite.
Yeah, there's
And
some
then
of the ideas.
there's like the giant furnace one. It's
Mhm. There, my the few ones, it's like they have literally just a sword and a shield, like Hone Edge or whatever. If you look him up,
yeah,
and then there's also there's like literally just a pile of trash. It's like a Pokemon. It's just a pile of trash. I don't know what
yeah.
his name is.
They
And then there's the
definitely got.
keys.
How many Pokemon are out there now? Like it
There-
has to be well over 1,000, right?
I don't know. I thought it was like 850 or something. I don't know why I thought it was. Let me check.
898 Pokemon.
Yeah, just weird
Like
number.
at a certain point of that number, you just run out of ideas. So you're like, all right, George, we need you to come up with a Pokemon. He's like, water bottle.
Yep.
Put eyes, and it's a water type.
Put googly eyes
sold,
on it.
sold.
Yeah, that's something I never understood is why they feel that they have to add to the list of Pokemon. Why can't they just go back and add more deviations or evolutions for the previous Pokemon,
This is all right.
And they almost did it, with like the weird ultra evolutions and stuff. Like, why can't we get something past Charizard or like something that affects Charmander to evolve into something different? Like you get these altering deviations for all the cool ones.
The evolutions.
So I will tell you, there is one kind of cool thing from Legends Arceus, or however you say it. So they changed some of the typing. So, do you guys know Gen 2 at all? Like the starters at all? Like if I said the name, Cyndaquil, the fire starter.
Yeah, I know
You know.
Cyndaquil.
Okay.
Is that the one with like Mudkip? Is he a Gen 2? Or is he Gen 3?
Mudkip, I think, is Gen 3. Yeah, because
Okay,
Totodile
that's about all I know
is
from
Gen
Gen
2.
3.
So Cyndaquil goes into, he's like this big, I don't know, it looks
I
like a
know.
big dragon type thing, Typhlosion,
Yeah.
right? Typhlosion is a ghost fire in this game, which is pretty cool. And they put like this like ghostly fire necklace around them. Look kind of cool. I guess they changed up like that. I don't know if you guys know anything about like the Alolan region. So they have like these Pokemon that they
I know like
changed.
Alolan Ninetales is ice
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
fire.
So they changed up the typings. I think that's what they should do. I think that's
Yeah.
the correct way to do it. And I've always said too, like I don't know why they don't just do this. Release Gen 1 again, right? Like it, and I'm not like this is the crap thing. They decided to release Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and that they're like we remade Gen 1. And it's like, come on, dude.
Made me want to cry is what you remade.
Yeah, and I still got to go back to GBA or Game Boy Color to play freaking Gen 1.
And I got to spend $90 to get a copy.
Yeah. Thankfully the 3DS is has a digital version of it. But to me it's always been, why don't you just add expansion packs? Be like, this is literally call it just Pokemon or something. And then have it where it's in Kanto, and then you add on Johto, and you add on the Sinnoh, or whatever, however you say it. Add the different regions, so then it's this giant map, and you can go anywhere and fight.
Make Pokemon an MMO.
Well, people have always wanted that, but I just think that they could add, like, you could just combine like 3 of the games, right, and have like all of the maps kind of together, and then there's a Pokemon game, right, and have like your favorites and whatnot. I don't know. I think they could invest time into it.
Well,
there's something there.
Enough Pokemon talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough about it.
Because we can go for a long time on Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure we have before. And
Yeah.
probably will again.
Honestly, and we can honestly skip the next part too, which because you guys kind of mentioned some games you've purchased. So unless you want to add more,
I didn't necessarily purchase any games, but in the process of redoing the house we're moving to, I stumbled across some things, including a Sega Genesis. Just laying in a crate in like the 3rd floor, like little bathroom, just sitting in the tub. I just like walked in because we were checking all the plumbing, And I'm like, what is this? And I grab it, and I'm like, this is Genesis. I just bought a Genesis. I wish I knew this was here.
Hmm.
But I also found a few games with it, like NHL 95, which is like, but I got a Sega Sports NFL 95 as well. What has Joe Montana on the Kansas City Chiefs on the cover, which is pretty interesting because not many people really think about him there. And then the real bread and butter of the case.
That is the bread and butter.
Toy Story.
So I remember that game hardcore from my childhood. I played that a lot.
Yeah, I remember this game,
Little
and I
jelly.
remember the
Little
Toy
jelly.
Story for the Nintendo 64 and PS1,
Hmm.
like the 3D version.
Have you
But
heard
yeah,
of the N64 one? Have you heard that that game is impossible to beat emulated?
yeah, because it's tied to like the CPU's processing power. So you fight Zurg, and instead of him being like pew pew pew, it's just like
I think
it's just
that's
a laser
hilarious.
beam.
Yeah,
But yeah, all these games are complete in box. Like it has the books, everything. So
that's awesome.
nice little find.
Yeah, we'll have to
And
look
I mean,
up
they're
the.
not
Priced
worth
them
like
yet?
the ton, but like Toy Story is worth about $60 complete in box. So
Yeah, that's still good. The sports game's probably not worth that much.
yeah, they're probably I'd have to pay someone to take them. The Sega Sports one actually might be worth something. The football, just because of the fact that one, it's not Madden, and two, the cover has Joe Montana and on the Chiefs. But that's all. No other real pickups.
Yeah, you want to share anything you've purchased, Bravo, or?
I bought the Helldiver game.
Yeah.
And that was just today. I don't think I've bought any other games that I haven't already mentioned.
Yeah. That's why I was saying that, because we could.
Unless you want me to go through my Epic Game Store.
No.
No, we're good. You know, we'll skip over. We'll save ourselves that one. So yeah, then
Maybe
I guess
next
we'll. Yeah, next week. So I guess we'll do. What else have we been doing other than the game stuff? Like ball playing games. That. Probably you want to start.
Can we all tell each other stories?
What was that?
I guess
we all tell each other stories. So I'm gonna tell Bravo this. I've been working on the bus. Have a friend's wedding. I got sick, and I'm angry at work. Did I nail it?
Sure. Yeah.
You could elaborate on it if you want, but and then you could try and describe my time because it hasn't been very productive.
Joe has been working on the house that his family got and playing a literal poop ton of games, and that's it.
And Brad, you could do yourself because we don't care.
I haven't been doing anything.
Brad has been hating his job and working on his game and talking to us in the Discord about his game, not knowing that we don't know what the heck he's talking about.
I know what he's talking about.
Pretty much.
Hey, I've been working on Brad's game too, all right? Just in a different manner.
We've all been working on Brad's game. It's a lovely compilation of
they're working on like
assets.
the actual back end, and I'm working on the front end. Like I'm making the game pretty for Brad here.
Listen, this is the one negative thing that Joe has. Joe has made the greatest potion artwork I have seen, and my game looks like a literal 3-year-old made it.
Yeah.
So it's, unless your boy over here is gonna decide to pump out some actual like a lot of paintings and drawings and stuff, we're gonna have to.
We've been trying to convince you, Brad, that you just need to release the game with all these compilation like different art styles. You know, it's okay. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
People are gonna be real confused.
All two people who play it are gonna be so confused.
I'm one.
I'm gonna
I'm two.
I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna get at least 10 hits.
How many people are typically in Discord? 1, 2, 10.
10 hits. That's what my guess is.
10. Well, if we go to 11, then
We know those are
shattered
random.
records.
Records. I'm quitting my job and I'm a full-time dev. I hit 11.
We got the next Stardew in the making.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll be rich.
Yep.
Yeah, the game dev though, it's been been fun, honestly. Like it's been real satisfying and like rewarding because I the guys literally watched me start it out, and I had the guys like teleported to each other. It was really rough. And now, I mean, not that it's amazing or anything,
It's
but
still really rough, but
it's really
not
rough.
as
But
rough.
it's a smoother rough. I
It's like
polished.
if you took shattered glass and like rounded one end.
I was gonna say it's like if you took a piece of poop and you put like a flower in it.
Okay.
It's still a piece of
That's-
crap, but it's a little bit nicer. It's all.
I
Your
think
potion. Your potion made it nice.
I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. It's over.
That's a nice little thought for the end of the podcast.
I'm hoping by the end of the
Uh,
by the next Ketchup, I'll have the game released. That's my thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna say F to doubt.
Don't doubt me, baby.
I mean, released or completed and released.
Well, I don't know if you know, my I will release this thing looking ugly as all hell. Okay.
Oh, I know. You've been trying to get us on board for like this. This is good, and we're like,
I didn't say it's
Yeah.
good. I said that it's working.
All right, you're cut off. You're done. You're no more. That's the end of the podcast, you beautiful goofballs. If you made it this far, appreciate you. Let us know how much you appreciate us by commenting and subscribing, hitting that little bell, whatever. Yell at us on Twitter if you want, at envision_org, okay? I don't know why I'm being so aggressive right now, but you're welcome. Little encore performance for you, okay? Go call your mother. Get
tell
out of
Bravo you want live streams.
here.